I want to start systematizing my restaurant. Where should I start? Today, we're going to be talking about restaurant systems. You know, I'm overly passionate about this topic because I know that is the key to freedom. So freedom from being enslaved to your restaurant, that things are happening the way they should, whether you're there or you're not there. And that is our goal as restaurant owners and managers, to get to that level. And yes, it is a lot of work and it's going to be ongoing work. But today I get to answer John's question. And he's a little bit overwhelmed. He has a lot of problems with different aspects of the restaurant. Who doesn't? You know what I mean. But he wants to start systematizing different aspects of the restaurant. He does not know where to start. And that is what we're talking about today. And if you find yourself in that same boat or ship or car, you know what I mean, of wanting to systematize your restaurant, I would love to hear from you down in the comments below. What are your challenges when it comes to systematizing your restaurant? When we took over our restaurant in 2014, they had nothing. They didn't even have recipes. This person would mix the dough for our pizzeria, the first one, this way. The other person would add a little bit or more oil or this. And that as an indication of everything was just whoever saw fit what to do, that's how it happened. There was a lot of frustrations and obviously a lot of overwhelm trying to figure out how to tackle this. The first 2 years, we just kind of went with it, trying to figure out what should the systems actually be. And then from then on, we spent another 2 years focusing, laser focused on creating systems, trainings and videos, checklists, manuals, and all of that. And we continue to improve different aspects of our systems even today. The first step is that you need to craft a vision. You need to have a vision of how should your kitchen be ran? What's going to be your customer service in an ideal? That is our vision. That's what we're working toward. When there is a customer issue, how is that going to be handled? And there is a famous book. It's called Double Double by Cameron Herold, I believe is his name. And one of the first chapters is called Vivid Vision. And he talks about, and this is what we did, my husband and I, in 2016. In August, we went on a retreat to a hotel and we crafted our ideal vision, our vivid vision for our restaurant. We're like, okay, imagine I'm walking into the kitchen. What do I see? Are people dressed in a certain way? Back then we had no uniforms at all. And we're like, we wanted to see all of that vision come to pass, which was, oh, folks have uniforms. Things are clean and it's organized and people are knowing exactly what to do. There are checklists, there are recipes on the wall. Again, we had nothing, of course. So we crafted that vision first. So you as a leader of your restaurant, you need to have that vision and you need to communicate the vision to your team. So that is the first tip I have for you. Another tip I have for you is to write your frustration list. I have mentioned this on the show many times. You have a lot of frustrations with your restaurant. I get it. We have a lot of frustrations ourselves. By the way, it never goes away. But as you know, you need to write down all of your frustrations. You, your spouse, you can even get your managers to write down their frustrations, because that is a first step to get, okay, this is where I am. And we did the vivid vision. That's where we're going. And so you can identify the gap. How are you going to get there? If you don't know where you are, where all those frustrations are, and you have a very clear view of those frustrations and the vivid vision of where you're going, it's kind of impossible to get to that vision. And another thing that's very beneficial, when you write down your frustration list, you realize, you know what, maybe I have 20 top frustrations. Like the big ones, there are 20 of them. So if I were to tackle these 20, eventually within the next year, I'm going to be way less frustrated with different aspects of the restaurant. Do you know what I mean? Just being able to see those frustrations, you know what? These are the stuff I'm trying to tackle. And you can laser in one thing at a time. And in fact, what I would suggest you do is to circle the top 3. What's causing you the most stress? Circle those top 3 things, and that's where you start. So if you are overwhelmed with creating systems for your restaurant, this is what I would tell you to do. Start with choosing the top 3 that causes you the most frustration and the most stress, because once you solve those 3, you're going to free up a lot of mental space or real time that you're going to free up, that you will have time to tackle other things within the restaurant. So once you have those 3 things that you're going to be tackling in the next month, and you should be able to, once we're choosing 3, I said the 20 for the year, but you got those 3 things to tackle in the next month, then first suggestion I have for you is to know that we're not really trying to do anything new, okay? We're not trying to create a spaceship to send to the sun, okay? Restaurant stuff, a lot of the work have been done before. If you're like, I want a closing checklist, that already exists out there. You can start with, Google it, look for PDFs. The checklists for all kinds of stuff are already out there. A lot of time, employee handbooks, all kinds of stuff. You don't need to start from zero. Get something off of the internet, whether it's checklist or all kinds of stuff, and build upon that and customize it to what you want to do in your restaurant. Last but not least, it is critical to establish rhythms. And I talk about it all the time here. And that I did not invent myself. This comes from Rockefeller Habit book, and Rockefeller himself, which is obviously, as you know, is a very famous guy in the oil, Standard Oil and all of that. He used to have these rhythm of weekly meeting with his executives. He had one-on-one rhythm meetings he had, and with groups and all of that. And it's very important for you to keep track and get a handle of what it is that you're working on and staying focused, because there are urgent problems all the time. As I'm recording this, for instance, my husband like, we need to go to the restaurant because we're hiring this new manager. You need to go assess. I said, I was planning on doing this morning, because there are going to be urgent stuff happening all the time. And I told him, well, the manager is going to wait, the new manager we're looking to hire. I said, well, he's got to wait because I had this in plan. Put priority where it needs to be. You know what I mean? Set the plan and keep your priorities straight. I used to come into the restaurant at 5 a.m. That's in the beginning when we were trying to do this. At 5 a.m., it was dark outside, creating training videos for our staff, for our front servers and stuff. I would put the phone, and on the iPhone, that's all I had. Now we have like a lot more elaborate stuff going on, but that's how we started. Everybody starts. You have to start from somewhere. And coming in at 5 a.m. working on these things, you will not have the time to work on your business. You must make the time coming in when nobody is there so you can stay focused and work on the business. I have another video on our YouTube channel called 37 Systems that you need to have in your restaurant. I'm going to link it down below somewhere for you. Those are 37 systems that I'm mentioning, and there are going to be even more systems. My objective for you is not to get you more overwhelmed, but rather choose top 3, and out of the 3, choose one thing that you're going to tackle. You are closer than you think. Once you laser focus in the fog of overwhelmed and you narrow things down, these are my 20 frustrations. Out of the 20, I'm going to choose the 3. Out of the 3, I'm going to isolate the 1, and I'm going to get after it. And you do not settle until that thing is done. You are more likely to get stuff done. It will not take you that long to tackle your frustration list. I'm telling you from experience. So get after it, one thing at a time. As always, I would love to hear from you. Go to our website, makingdoughshow.com. We have a lot of free resources for you as well there that you can download. You can send me a message. If you're tuning in to the podcast, I'd appreciate it if you can leave us a review. And and with that, I got to go meet that manager, and let's get back to work and make some dough. Thank you. Bye.